And
sometimes I wish the intro would just play into this part so it can still be like,
because we be like,
I saw you back there, Asia. You was getting it with me.
I was doing my
What's
hair.
going on? You said what, Jazz?
I was doing my hair.
Okay, so Jazz was doing her hair. Asia and I was dancing. Danny was having low budget technical issues.
Fixing a drink.
Oh,
Fixing a drink.
Together,
Okay.
Danny.
Welcome to everybody. It's Monday. I don't know what we call it, but it's Potomac Monday, and tonight is going to be very interesting. Obviously, if you watch that crazy episode that came on yesterday, episode 7, titled was it "Beef is Served"? I believe that's what it's called, because it's crazy. It's really crazy. I feel like tonight it's going to be fun, and to make sure that it is fun, we're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about some things, but let's just remember to always have fun, because these type of topics, child, whenever the girls on these shows get to fight and physical, child, it just go crazy. If season 5, hello, how you doing today? All right, but yeah, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. I'm gonna say it all the time: like, subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, today is the last day to get your merch with free shipping when you spend over $50. So after today, you're gonna take shipping for everything. So for all those that have placed those orders, the orders are coming to 10. But other than that, merch will always be available. Just make sure you go support, and those who have this far, thank you. All right, the first thing I want to ask first is, Jazz, have you eaten today?
Well,
okay, so she got some chips. I just gotta make sure, because y'all know when Jazz don't eat, it gets a little crazy. It's probably get crazy regardless, but
it's not gonna get crazy.
Blood sugar be low.
It's not gonna get crazy because we all know what time it is.
okay.
And I don't think it's gonna be crazy because I think all 4 squares feel the same. So
Well, you never know. You never know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Okay, Brooke said, okay, Brooke, you got your shirt. Brooke tried to say that she was trying to assume that the merch launch would be low budget in terms of when she would get her stuff, but it's actually there today, and she just ordered it on Wednesday. So yeah,
We
again,
don't do low budget over here, baby. I'm the
Sometimes we
VP of merchandising.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes if you saw the special lane last week, the lane got shut down twice. So
hold on, but this ain't embellished. You get your stuff on time.
correct.
Whoa.
This ain't embedded.
Wait a minute, Danny.
You said what? Dan?
I said, wait a minute, Danny. Wait.
Not the site crash. No, this ain't Juice Adora. No, this ain't Marlo. Nope.
Keep my charade.
She got Sheree. The site is still up. Okay. If it go down, that means it's all gone. All right, let's get into this. We have a lot to discuss. I mean, the whole part of this episode was at the damn dinner table, which we're going to talk about. But leading into this episode, we've had, a few things happen. A lot of the allegations are towards Chris. And so this is the last week started off the Miami trip. The girls they've been assigned rooms. Mia, she's the host. So it's their second season. So she's kind of made sure that people have like certain rooms. She's kind of sliding Wendy and Candace, and Sharice is not really liking her room. And so in this, how we finished the last episode was she was on the phone with Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta, the man that was being a damn bitch and is clearly still being a damn bitch. And I
Not
say
to
that
be confused with that bitch. Up bitch.
not that bitch. He's being
A
a bitch.
bar.
Right. And so in this episode, we pick up with Mia on the phone with Peter. Apparently, she knows Peter. In the beginning of the episode, she describes how she knows Peter. And I was like, this bitch lying. But they show pictures of her with Peter, in 2015. I was like, okay, so you're right. So she knows Peter.
That's AI. That's artificial intelligence.
You think they photoshopped her in the pictures?
That's AI. That ain't even Photoshop. That's AI.
That's how you be putting people's faces over somebody with a wig. That's that is.
You saying Jamie did it, because that's what Jamie be doing. All right, so she talks about how she knows him, and she wants to know what this beef is that he says he has with Wendy. Because on the call, he says, I got beef with Wendy. And I'm like, okay, that's already sounding like that's kind of bad, because personally, if Wendy was my wife and I was Eddie, I'd be pulling up to Peter's house like, what the fuck you mean you got beef with my wife? And whatever the beef may be. But we're going to get into it later, because the husbands will be mentioned. I mean, just like I guess Mia thought she heard Wendy say. And so a couple things happen at the house. You got a scene with Ashley, Giselle, and Robin. Ashley announces that she did find the house. She wants the house, but the house is not available until July. And she is going to decline the house because she wants to be in her new place before July, because I guess Michael is getting on her damn nerves. I guess
he said by June, so she couldn't wait a month. All right.
I guess he's getting on her nerves that much. And we have some tea on Michael. I don't know if y'all been on the Twitter, but we have some exclusive tea. There's some things that happened this past weekend with Michael Darby. But remind me, because I want to make sure we stay on topic with this. And so we get that scene. She said Michael's being difficult. We see Mia and Jacqueline's relationship kind of, I guess, in a different light. It looks like it's more of a bother to Mia. At least that's the way that she puts it. And we find out more about that too. But she, apparently has used Gordon's razors for the balls. That doesn't surprise me. Didn't they say they had like a little throuple in Miami a long time ago? I mean, what's if you are going to have a throuple, child, you might as well use the man's razor balls. I don't know. This is what it is.
Okay.
Go ahead, Danny.
Too soon, Danny.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm balls everywhere else. So hey, why not use the razor?
Right. Sharice still wants a hotel. Wendy and Karen have a conversation about Sharice wanting to have lunch with Karen, and this is where we're starting to see more of Karen and Sharice's relationship. I mean, their feud kind of pick back up into more what's going on. They touch on a little bit, but not as much or whatever. And Karen is just like, listen, basically what happened 5 years ago. I haven't talked to her in 5 years. They showed the clip from the reunion about Sharice mentioning that Karen allegedly was messing with somebody named Blue Eyes. I remember that. And also, we see another scene. I'm putting this all in one because all this kind of happened at the house, but you can touch on it if you want to. But they get a scene with Ashley, Giselle, and Mia before they go out. And Mia is throwing Jacqueline under the bus, talking about how much she need this. And the first thing I thought to myself is, Jacqueline bring up damn toiletries. I mean, why didn't she go to CVS or go to where? It was kind of like, okay. But they mentioned bar one, that they're going to bar one. And Ashley's first comment is like, does Wendy know that? And I'm like, well, damn, Ashley, how do you know that? Like, this is interesting. Where did you get this information from? But hey, it's production. And so did y'all have any thoughts on any of that pre-stuff? Because it was all cool and build up, but the nitty-gritty gets when we get to the actual bar one restaurant. Did y'all have any thoughts on anything that I just mentioned?
The only thing I have to say is anytime I go to Miami, I do stop at Walgreens. So, because you gonna forget something, and honestly, you probably flew Spirit. So yeah, just I'll stop at the store. But that's it. I know that's not that relevant, but that's what I do.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, we can't hear you, Jazz.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm like, hold up now.
No, my bad. So my friends do know that I do like to stop at a little.
You gotta bring whatever you talking into. The mic gotta come closer because it sounds like it's far.
Can y'all hear me now?
Your new setup.
Do like you at the Tyler Perry play.
I don't know, y'all. We gotta come back to Jazz because Jazz.
Y'all can hear me?
There we go.
Right there.
Oh, okay, my bad. I had dropped it a little bit. I guess I lied. So, my bad. So I do like to travel, and I do like to stop at Target every once in a while, or
Okay.
But I did think it was a little bit. I did think it was a little bit.
There we go. Yeah.
I did think it was a little bit weird to not have your own deodorant. Do y'all not think that? Like your own deodorant, your own soap, your own like stuff like
it's
that.
Weird not to stop at the store if you don't have those things.
I
mean, but they just came from the road though. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was weird that she didn't have at least deodorant. But
if you don't bring stuff, you don't bring stuff, but you stop at the store.
But you stop at the store. But she didn't have to call her out in front of Ashley. That's when I started feeling like she was being weird with her best friend in that moment. So like you were both in a room together, and then you got other people in different rooms, and now everybody hear you talking shit to your best friend in your room. That's when I was like, okay, so she wanted in. So I didn't like that.
You think maybe she got invited like the morning before or something? I don't know, because it's like, who just goes somewhere? who goes somewhere with, I mean, I get it. You know, sometimes you forget stuff. I completely get that. But it sounded like she was needing, like, I mean, Mia be lying, but I don't think she was lying about needing. I feel like this girl, it sounded like she didn't come down there with nothing but herself, and that's it.
I feel like they do this all the time. I feel like Jacqueline do that all the time with her on trips. And Mia just had somebody around her. This is finally the first time Mia could feel superior than somebody, and she wanted to show out in front of people like she was somebody. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jacqueline do it all the time.
A lot of shit.
Mia probably told her, "Girl, just come, I got you," and then want to show out in front of her and throw stuff in her face.
I agree, Sasuke. You forget one item, not the entire medicine cabinet. Correct. Now look at that. Unless your luggage get lost, or you just, you know, I have left my toiletry bag on accident before.
Or you went last minute.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit weird, but it's
I think her dress showed that she went last minute.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. It looked like she probably just found out last minute, to be honest. I don't know.
Me is a terrible friend.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that too. But quick shout out to Michelle says just because the super chat. And I just saw a follow-up saying that Michelle says if Chase is Team Mia, I'm taking the super chat back. So if I had to choose between the two. I'm just playing. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. Chase, go on that. Okay.
What's that little meme? Go ahead and log on out for me.
Okay. So, you know, on the way to dinner, there is a discussion about Charisse. And so in the car, you know, I think it's Jacqueline, Wendy, Karen and Mia. And they're talking to her about her relationship with Charisse, you know, and Mia says that she feels like, you know, Charisse is being extra. Do y'all think Charisse is being extra about the room? Let's ask that first.
Not finding out that she didn't even have a bathroom near her. No, I don't think so. I mean, no. If you're used to traveling a certain way, and you want a bathroom, I don't think that's a big deal. Like, go ahead and go somewhere else. As a host, you know, you said yourself you would make sure everybody had good accommodations. There wasn't good accommodations to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Because where was that even at?
I don't like Charisse, but no, I gotta step back her up on this one. I don't think she was being extra.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Personally, I feel like if someone wants to leave, then, you know, let them leave. It ain't like she went to me and said, "You need to give me another room because this ain't gonna work." She said, "I'm gonna find me a room," and that's just it on that. You know, I mean, she didn't have no damn bathroom, and honestly, I feel like that wouldn't bother me, but as a woman, do you think that's important to have a bathroom? Like, I feel like it would be as a woman, to be honest.
Especially for her, she said she sweat a lot down there when she was getting in the bus.
As a woman that still ain't crossed over yet to the other side, and you still have things that come out every once in a while. Like, you need your own. You literally need your own.
Can y'all hear me?
You gotta, whatever you do, you gotta bring whatever that is that you're talking into, gotta be closer to your like mouth, because it's very far. It sounds. I'm just saying,
don't lean back when he say that.
Don't lean back, lean in, Jay.
Lean in, girl.
I do know it's funny that Charisse still ain't go nowhere though.
She did.
Can I make a comment about that?
Go ahead.
She broke. Something going on. She ain't got no money.
Who?
The wig and eyelashes tell it.
Yeah, she ain't got something going on with her finances. Charisse, Charisse ain't got no money.
She said she had half. That she got half.
Well, it must be in installments. It must be on a firm because
on a
wig,
not a firm.
That wig is trash. Her lips, her mouth, whatever she got pulled back is starting to fall. She touch up. And the bitch let me tell you something. When you be like, I'm about to go, and you don't go, you ain't got the money to do it. You bluffing, bitch. Because somebody did that to me, and I said, leave. I bet you can't afford it, and she didn't.
Child, if I was that girl, I would have. Even if I wasn't going, I would have took my ass somewhere to let you know that I can leave.
I'd be at the airport for 7 days in the lobby.
Right.
So y'all think that Charisse really don't have no money?
I don't think that.
I really think Charisse's money is running a little thin.
I mean, her wig. I will say I do like Charisse, but I do think her wig was a little shifty.
I
need to kiss my ass. Can you hear that?
I'm gonna kiss the blackest part too.
All of it's real black, actually.
Yeah, we gonna bear with Jazz. Cause I think you actually you out at work right now, right? Like you out, right? So because she's not at her usual commendation.
I will say every look Sharice has had, every wig, every eyelash has been that somebody on a strict budget. She has not had one good look yet.
Okay, so speaking of Sharice, what they're talking about is her relationship with Karen. And you know, Mia says at this moment that she sides with Karen, I guess. And I'm like, for one, what are you siding on? Like, you don't know the context of the situation, but she says that she sides with her because he feels like Sharice was extra about the room. And so in this moment, Jacqueline is like talking and she tells her like to shut up. And then Jacqueline's like, Mia, as if like, girl. And I'm like, okay, well, shit. Like, this is very awkward and weird to see. Wendy in the back looking weird, absorbing it all because she gonna use it later, which she does. And you know, they have in the other van, it gets a little cringy because Robin reveals that she walks around naked in front of her kid. And she literally said, you know, I be in the shower when he come in, and I'm like, Robin is weird as hell. I don't know what's going on this season, but she is really weird. And I thought that was really cringe. Did y'all find the same sentiments? But I will say to a 14-year-old boy in puberty seeing their mom naked, I don't think that's okay. I think that's off. I don't know.
It's not okay to be naked in front of your male kids. It's not okay to finger yourself on TV, but she does it.
That's true.
So do y'all think it's weird because it's a little boy? Because it's a boy?
I think at that age, I don't think even your daughter should see you naked at that age.
Because my mom, she used to walk around naked. So I got that part as far as Giselle saying that. She was like, okay, maybe because it was girl. That might have been the only thing because I don't have siblings. I don't have brothers.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I do get that though, puberty, like period. But I just don't know if I don't know. I couldn't just like put it off.
You know, there are kids that are like scarred from they don't even like to see their mom and dad kiss. So imagine seeing your whole mama's titties. I'm just saying. At that age, like, I don't know. And then it's Robin.
That's that 79%.
Robin is beautiful, but I just don't know.
Come on, Cortez. Come on.
Body is shaped like a.
Come on, Cortez.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did y'all hear that? Oh.
we hearing the important stuff. That's what.
Thank you.
It's naturally bleeping out the shit that you.
Yeah, it's. I like this new feature that you got.
Who the fuck? This just
right. Okay, so that we get past that. Any thoughts on this on either one of those car rides? The Jacqueline situation, the Sharice and Mia taking Karen's side on the whole Sharice thing, or anything about Robin and her kid being naked in front of her kids. Anything on that?
Robin needs to go.
Yeah, and Mia's treating Jacqueline like the help for real. Like she brought her just to be a person to shut up and just stand there, my +1, and that's it. Don't talk, nothing.
It's almost like she didn't want her to come. As it is, I'm feeling like, damn, did she not want her to come because
she didn't want to come, or she didn't want her to come?
Want her to come.
Want her in the same city along with G.
But she had to be the one to invite her, though. But she had to be the one to invite her, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get it. I agree. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Not just playing.
All right, so they get to dinner, and my favorite part of this whole episode was, y'all want hookah? Because that's me. I'm definitely gonna say y'all got, especially in Miami, like, you know, all down South Beach, wherever they got hookah, right? So they decided not gonna do hookah. I think Jacqueline mentioned that she would want it, but Jacqueline would. You said what, Danny?
It's $120 at bar one in Miami, the hookah.
It's expensive as hell there in general.
No, so you get it for $30-$40 down here, but it's $100, $120 there.
The production pays for it.
Wait, where you live?
Miami.
Ah,
you know, here in Miami, they discussed Candace coming. Candace is coming later on that night. Ashley, and when they mentioned Candace, and Ashley was like, well, when I see, it was cool, but I feel like she has a chip on her shoulder. I'm like, Ashley, did you not realize what you just said to her last week, a week before last? You dropped this bomb about her husband possibly, and then you kind of show that you were being vindictive in the set by saying you don't feel good, huh? So I don't think it's a chip, Ash. I think it's just that y'all had a bad disagreement, and she's not really rocking with you right now. Let's just be clear.
It's called you playing in her face, and she's not playing back with you.
Exactly. Like, let's not act like that. And so then they mentioned that she asks the group, like, did I say that Chris touched somebody's butt? And Giselle was like, yeah, I remember somebody saying that, but they show a clip of her actually saying it. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. So Ashley, usually at the table, she's like, breastfeed and pumping milk at the table. This time she is doing voice chats to Michael. She's like, can you make sure to change the baby's diaper? Can you make sure all of them voice chat? Seeing she's doing all this right. And at first I was like, why would she just not text him? But maybe production asked her to do that. I'm not sure. Giselle starts a little bit of drama by saying that she saw Sharice and Karen speak and that they were nice to each other and smiled. And Sharice was like, we smile. Karen was like, oh, I don't think we smile. Always smile. Right. She did do a little thing or whatever. And so, they kind of go back and forth. Sharice says she didn't smile. And Sharice says that, that's just like not being in a good place with Wendy. Is that right? What happened? Or did I miss that part?
You said, say it again.
After Karen and Giselle kind of had their little moment, whatever. I can't remember how did Wendy get involved. That's what I thought I forgot, child. And I just thought I was going.
Did Mia jump in and started saying stuff?
Not yet. That didn't happen yet.
Don't remember.
We can't hear you, Jazz.
I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, she did that like when she brought that up, she was like, Wendy, like she put her hands up, Wendy, like, and then that's when Wendy was like, okay, but you just said that you didn't fuck with her because of this, that, and the third.
I remember what happened.
Correct.
What happened was Sharice said, oh, well, you said.
Because sit down. That's what it was. So correct. So what Sharice said was earlier before they even got to the actual restaurant, they had a sit down. And she was saying that that Karen was in a good place, but Sharice wasn't, or something like that. And so Sharice, she brought Wendy, and Wendy was like, don't bring me in it. Like, that's not me. That's between y'all. It has nothing to do with me. Are you scared of her? And so I was kind of
wait, but let me ask a question. Was she asking her, did she like when Wendy was sitting down? I think that might have been my confusion. When Wendy was sitting down talking to Sharice, was she saying, you don't know if I don't know if you came with good intentions, or just in general that she don't know if she came with good intentions? Like, oh, you just couldn't be coming with good intentions. Does that make sense?
Wendy specifically said, hey, I talked to Karen. Karen is okay. She's coming from a good place. And then she said, oh, so you think I'm not? And then she asked, well, what if the other person isn't? And so then she said, do you think I'm not coming from a good place?
Yeah.
And Wendy said, I don't know.
Okay.
And that was that.
Correct. Okay. That's right. Thank you for the refresher, Asia.
Hey, get into it. Revisionist.
I'm like, you know what? For that, I'm gonna give you my square.
Hello.
Okay, let me go back. I'll go back. All right, so that's what happened. What Asia said, and so Wendy felt like she was brought into it, which realistically, Sharice did kind of twist her words. That's not really what Wendy said. Wendy wasn't coming from that place of Sharice was trying to kind of get her in it. And so Wendy's involved. Wendy and Sharice are going back and forth. Wendy says, this is not anything to do with me. Like, are you scared of her? It's between y'all. Like, in other words, you got all this smoke for me. Where's the smoke for Karen? You have the actual issue with her or whatever. And so while this is going on, Mia gets involved and she turns to her and she's like, Wendy, like, let's not. And then Wendy is like, like, you be quiet, because just 5 minutes ago in the car, you were saying how you understood why Karen was upset with Sharice and why she, like, basically you sided with her. And Mia's like, I didn't say that. This is what I said. But she goes and says the exact same thing that she just said. And let me just say this. Isn't it very interesting that Mia's issue with Sharice on this trip is the exact reason that she said she liked her last week before she mentioned her eyelash was sliding off. She said she liked the whole and my darling and darling. But now it's like it's an issue. She's mocking her. And I'm like, Mia, you so goddamn inconsistent. Jesus. In one
Mia is not of the world.
Real quick off topic, just 1 second. Mind. Remember last season on Candace's trip how Mia was like looking at the accommodations?
Yeah.
And look what she put them in.
Right.
This is low budget, Mia. If you're watching, this is a bit low budget.
It's not a bar.
Yeah, and it's not a music video. It's a trip. So I would expect if Mia planned the trip, the way that she talks about everything else she goes to, every other accommodation, you would think that everybody would have their own room, bathroom. It'll be a chauffeur at the damn door. Remember she said last time that where are the people to come get my bags?
Yeah.
Did nobody get their bags? They all got their ass out their damn truck and they walked their own bags up the damn step and into their house. But
you would have thought they'd have been right on the beach.
Right. Bitch didn't even have no deodorant.
Right. Didn't even have no. I mean, where's the deodorant in the house?
they clearly didn't even go buy a Walgreens or nothing.
No.
It wasn't even on the way.
Bertha house is what they went by because they said it was a residential area.
They walking around smelling Sharice looked.
I just want to make sure y'all hear me before we get to this part.
Yes.
We hear you right there.
Hold it up. Click your shirt.
Position right there. We gonna hear you all night.
It's an extender, Danny. It's an extender.
Oh,
okay. So the first little argument, this happens here because once Mia does say indeed what Wendy said she said, it becomes a Sharice versus Karen thing. And Sharice says, not Sharice. Karen says like that was 5 years ago. You ain't called me in 5. I haven't talked to you in 5 years. Like why now? Sharice really has no response. And it comes down to a point to where it's like, should Karen explain what her issue is with Sharice? Do y'all think so?
No.
I feel like it's pretty clear. She's like, she don't like whatever she said or did, and she don't rock with her. She feel like she made some things about her marriage or Ray, whatever. Like, I feel like I hate when somebody does something to you and they want to act like, well, what did I do? Like, I don't think it needs to be. No, that's gaslighting, right? So let's not do that.
I also think it was part of that Monique situation. I mean, I could be reaching, but I think it was also part of that Monique shit. Like the real culprit in it was Giselle and Sharice.
Yeah. And Sharice looked so deflated when Karen told her she didn't want to talk anymore. Sharice was like, damn, there go my storyline.
Yeah, they're very much so.
Right.
But I mean, I know Sharice ain't done.
No, but I feel like that Karen does not need to explain herself. I do think that. But in the grand scheme of it though, like I feel like if Karen would just address it, because I don't think Karen is stupid. I do feel as though that like the reason why Sharice has even been brought on the show, she knows that because everybody's saying that it's Robin needing help and all this stuff like that. But I feel like Karen should address that at least.
I just feel like when you don't fuck with somebody, you just don't fuck with her. You don't have to breathe or live. I mean, in this show, sure, she already forced to be around the damn lady. I'm sure that if she could choose the guest list, she wouldn't be on it, at all. But every time the guest list is chosen, it's somebody on that other side of the couch. It's either Robin or it's Giselle. And it's a good thing that Karen is able to be in a good space because she's not saying like don't invite this hoe. It's just that when she see her, she don't really want to do no more. But Sharice is always like, hey, oh my God, let's go to lunch. It's very fake, which is very common on that side of the couch. So that's just me. But I don't think she needs to explain it. But obviously they're gonna get us into it soon. But you see the clips, it just looks like they have been. What was it, season 2 or 3? When they were on that boat, like arguing. Like I think it was like season 2. It was on one of the trips when Sharice was like still. She was getting more camera time than she is now, in the last few seasons.
What boat?
I don't know. It was a while ago. I can't remember. It was
good, so it don't matter.
Right, it don't. But they're gonna have their issue come out more. All right, so it gets interesting. Peter walks up. They cue the music, and it's like no. So he walks up to the table, and the first thing he says is, "Why you ain't called me?" To Wendy, and Wendy's like, "Look at your text." inappropriate number one moment because I'm like, first of all, why is that the first thing you saying to this damn woman? It's giving a bit like the little stage, like this is kind of playing on his side and Mia's side. But Peter, it's not far from his behavior. He definitely talks and addresses people, women, all kind of ways. It is what it is, right? And so Ashley is a little bit confused because Ashley is like, well, I thought she basically thought that this man was like really upset. And she was like, "Wow, I thought like was he serious when he said it?" And Mia was like, "Well, he is serious, but I'm gonna go find out if there's more. In other words, I'm gonna go stir up some mess." So she puts down her food or steak or whatever she eating, and she walks over to talk to Peter. And while she walks away, Giselle it asks Karen, is she in a better place with Sharice? And Karen says, this is 5'9" to your ass, like 5'9" sitting in front of your ass. In other words, I don't want to talk about this shit. Like, let it go.
She said, "Bitch, it's my birthday." She said, "My birthday tomorrow."
Happy birthday to me. I love that Karen is like, her birthday. It's really taking me out, to be honest.
It's my birthday party.
It's my birthday party. Exactly. So she shuts her down. And so while Mia is talking to Peter, Sharice is over there. And he basically tells her that she didn't follow up. I think me and Antonio kind of thought that was probably the issue, that he would have an issue with her like not following up. And Sharice over there pitching her wine restaurant. She said that she want to get a wine bar, a wine lounge, something like that. And it may not work for her, but call me. I'm like, this is some shiesty ass shit. Because one, you don't even know Wendy like that, Sharice.
A champagne lounge.
A champagne lounge. First of all, the champagne room that she had was already a bit of a flop. So I'm sure the lounge is not going to be much to talk about either. Just saying. And so he basically feels slighted that she came and didn't holler at him, as he says, and feels like he also says that even though she didn't respond, he was gonna do it anyway. And I'm like, all right, there's the Peter, the swiping, no swiping that we know. Go ahead, Danny.
I'm just saying, and this whole time you see Wendy show the text, he wanted her to sign a contract without her seeing the building.
Yep.
He wanted her name on a lease.
Yeah,
so basically, he wanted her name 50-50 on a lease, but wasn't going 50-50 on a restaurant with her.
And it's crazy because all this started over him starting some mess. Peter is the reason that whole thing at the table happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Next, he gonna go to Salt Lake City and try to go do something over there, a Mormon tequila bar or something.
Maybe he gonna visit Jen in the jail.
I didn't know they might have an All-Star weekend in Utah, so.
You said what?
All-Star weekend is in Salt Lake City this year, so maybe he might do a pop-up.
Girl, I'm going down. I'm be down there with Mary Cosby, baby. We're gonna be down there talking about some
bar none
women.
But no, is there anybody here in the chat here on the show that would do business with Peter Thomas? Anybody? Let me know in the chat if you would, but I don't think nobody ever would. I definitely would. I don't care how many bars he got, 1, 2, or 3. I would not do business with his ass.
I would even go to his business. Like, I went to the one in Charlotte one time, and it was flies all over the bar. Stale. And I told my husband, don't ever bring. He wasn't my husband then, but I said, don't ever bring me here again.
This is also around the time where he was having that financial trouble for not paying his employees.
Well, the drinks showed. I didn't even want to eat there.
Oh! Shout out to Nisha for the super chat. It came a couple minutes earlier, but I missed it. But thank you, Nisha, for the super chat. No comment, but we love Nisha. And shout out to Love Jones for the super chat and says Cortez looks superb in that jacket. Thank you. It's just a little short sleeve shirt. Danny is looking amazing with that blue. Okay. Asia is killing it with the skin and glowing hair, and Miss Jazz and that smile. Okay.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. If you can hear Jazz in the chat, let us know.
Thank you, guys. I got it to work.
All right. So this is where things get interesting. After Sharice pitches her champagne lounge, and Mia throws all of her shade about maybe we don't have the money. One thing I do think that she said that I actually agree with in this whole episode that Mia said was Wendy is kind of all over the place in some of the things that she wants to do. Now that I agree with. Now if she had just said it with stuck with that, then okay, because realistically you got candles, you got John Hopkins, and then you got, and I say you can't do all that, but she's a bit all over the place. I feel like some things need to sit and kind of settle before you start new ventures. And yeah, it's crazy, but that's just me. Jazz, you have a comment? Oh
no, I was just saying, put up a mic.
Let me say, everyone put a mic if you can hear Jazz. Yeah, put a mic emoji in the chat.
Thank you guys. I really
when you can't hear her, put a stop sign.
So what I'm not gonna do is travel with this and a laptop. Something gotta give. What I can't do is do that. So, but no, I really think that I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Cortez, about like she could have just stopped it there, but Mia did the candles though. And that's what I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them are
they did that stuff just to be petty. None of them, that was Wendy's actual whole storyline was the candles. And so they did it. It wasn't their thing they did it just to be petty. Because anybody, if I want, do y'all want lean candles? How many weeks y'all want?
Lean candles.
I actually do. I love it. I would light it.
Kind of frank, because I don't want no love spell and no Japanese
cherry blossom.
But it's funny how the tables turn because Wendy can access her business account. Mia can't.
Woo! Jesus!
What you say, Danny?
I said, funny how the tables turn. Wendy can get into her business account. Mia can't.
That is very true. It's child. Did y'all see the post? So y'all know Wendy. Mia has actually deactivated her Twitter. The girl, they are wearing her out, and rightfully so.
They're wearing you low.
So now we need to work on Giselle and Robbins because we need to get them so they can deactivate because they need some discipline too. But Mia has deactivated, and I feel like Mia probably thought that when all this aired, people would be more on her side, but people aren't really on her side.
We're not going to dance on our intelligence, as our good girl Candy has said.
But people really ain't on Mia's side either. I mean, on Wendy's side either. They just don't like Robin and Giselle.
People really don't like it's. I don't think it's about a side at this point. Mia was just dead ass. We'll get into it. I will say this. Candy is all over the place too, all her businesses, but don't nobody ever say shit. She got a play, sex toys, a music studio, and
they all do connect though, because she was in that monologue play. She's a freak in the streets, and she got a dungeon, and then
Wendy like candles at her house,
and she like food. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah. I don't think that anything is wrong for Wendy wanting to expand herself and grow. But I also understand kind of having everything making sense and kind of everything matching. Yeah. But I also don't think that Mia has the right to say anything about anybody.
Oh no, I agree. Right. I don't think she has the right, but I do. I have said that same comment about Wendy in general. Even last year when she got I just feel like she was a bit all over the place, and I think that goes in line with like her mom expectations, everything. It's a bit all over. But I mean, hey, you can be all over. You can be well versed in a lot of things. But maybe she should. What I think would help her is if when she's doing these things, that she did a little bit more research. Yeah, it always feels like she doesn't really know what she's trying to do. She just wants to do,
and the thing is, like I know you have mentioned Candy Asia, but the difference I think in that relationship too, in that marriage, is that Candy has a husband doing those exact things along with her. Yeah. Wendy's husband, he's telling her, babe, we barely see you now. But I think Wendy has all these opportunities in front of her. She sees so much potential. She wants to, Wendy's smart. She don't know how long this show going to last and she's going to have the exposure. She probably wants to push on it and move all she can.
To be honest, a Nigerian, if she was actually able to do a Nigerian restaurant, I think that would be.
It would take off.
I think it would be kangaroo shit. Mm-hmm. Like I really would. If Wendy, I'm not buying them fucking hats. I'm not buying that goddamn perfume. But I definitely would go to the Nigerian spot and listen to Afro beats all day, like the lounge. Like I would go. I would participate. I would be.
I think the real issue with Mia is that she's jealous that Wendy can do these things.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna break that down a little bit too. Let's move to this actual scene because we got some stuff to talk about.
Let me get my cracker. Hold on.
All right. And thank you, Love Jones, again, because Love Jones said get these lean-in candles out. Sent by Cortez. No, we're gonna take Danny's body, Chase's body, and Antonio's. We're gonna rub it on into a candle, and we're gonna sell them because we know y'all like them three. Look at Jack.
I thought I was muted. Or
we gonna rub a little bit of Jasmine too. I know y'all want a little bit of Jasmine.
Sorry, I thought I had turned myself off.
Okay, listen, all right. So once she gets back to the table, Jacqueline is having, at the table, Jacqueline is having a conversation with how she feels like if her and Mia had met as adults, they would not be friends. She feels like she is very bossy and she's the only person that doesn't take her shit, right? That's what she says. And so Mia comes back. She tells Wendy that Peter has beef. And the first thing that Wendy was like, I don't have beef with men. So what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, okay. That, to be honest, that's how, to me, that was a clear within itself, because I think what she's saying is like, why is a man coming to me about an issue? Very clear. I think she nailed it right there. And so, she says that, and Mia's like, don't start. That's my fucking family. And I'm like, okay, that's her family, I guess, or whatever. And so, from that moment, they kind of get into a screaming match or whatever. And Mia feels like this was the opportunity for her to learn. So why would she not respond to Peter? Like, this is supposed to be, she's supposed to be a mentee and all this bull that she was talking about. And, Robin and Giselle on the side, like, yeah, mentee. Yeah, mentee. And so they go back and forth about being like black owners and black businesses, black women. Mia talks about she's the only person on the board for her chiropractic situation she got going on. Wendy talks about being the only black woman for John Hopkins. First of all, I did love how they put that little disclaimer at the end that they're not affiliated, because they gotta save their asses because they use John Hopkins all up in there. And so after that goes back and forth, Wendy's just basically saying like, listen, you may go back and forth with a man or beef, but we don't do that. This is my marriage. Like, we don't have those kind of problems. Like, if he got a problem with me, he need to talk to my husband. Simple as that. And so from that moment, Wendy is just like, we don't do that. We don't do that in this marriage. She throws a drink on it, and the drink actually doesn't hit her. It gets in her, a little bit of her hair. Shout out to Karen for getting the fuck up out of there really fast. Her and Ashley were gone.
Flexes for a 59-year-old baby.
And so when she throws the drink, Wendy is like, oh, that's what you want to do? Literally, it had me cracking up. That's what you want to do? What?
Her face, I was trying to screenshot it. So.
I'm going to have to find that, man, because it was like, oh.
Wow, that's
yeah, because she was just like, oh. And so from this moment, Mia, of course, when she throws the drink, she kind of like does it and stands up a little bit or whatever. And, once she throws the drink, she's like, is that what you want to do? Is this something that somebody with a business would do? And then you got Robin on the side saying she's very, she's baiting. She's antagonizing her. If you're not going to fight, you need to sit down. Whoa. At this moment, you would think that Giselle would have already called to have a security guard. One of her security guards there, because we remember seasons ago, she was terrified. Okay. So based off of this part right here, this is part one. Ooh. What are y'all thoughts? Jazz, while we can hear you. Go ahead.
Wow.
Can you hear me say kiss my ass? Oh, okay.
Only the blackest part.
What's your thoughts?
Well, you know what?
There we go.
Thank you. From the jump of this shit, Mia coming back to that table, Mia going and doing all that shit was just, I believe this was like a plot type of shit. Like, I feel like she'd been wanting to do that. She already had in her mind to do that shit. But in the grand scheme of it, Wendy was very much warranted in telling someone that she does not have to let nobody know when she comes into town, because they're not her husband. Period. That is it. That is the motherfucking all. Bitch, cut it. Mia telling her about being a mentee, mentor, and doing all this shit. She just found out about this shit 5 minutes before she came back to that table. So the fact that she feels like that she has enough information to tell this woman that she needs to be growing and leaning and learning and all this shit is the level of delusion that this wide back Bigfoot bitch has. I cannot understand the level of like blatant play in my face that these bitches be trying to do with us. But Mia was outlandish by even suggesting that anybody should be following behind Peter's big head, slew foot, pigeon toe, bow legged ass. I
Yo, square.
Y'all next. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So we gotta start feeding Jasmine. Go ahead, Asia.
Baby.
A lot of baby.
Did we get the camera? We got the camera pull out. Or she pulled the camera out already, right, Robin?
We'll see all this happen. So yeah, so when she said, Robin says, if you're not going to do nothing, you need to sit down.
The camera's out. The camera is out.
The camera was
so
out.
My thoughts were because of what has recently happened. Like I was immediately triggered when the camera came up, and she's like, "Well, you ain't gonna fight back. If you're not gonna fight her, sit down." Like I was just like, "Damn." So this is okay. I go on a trip with my friends. Some bitch is trying to fight me, and somebody's recording me.
Sound like that girl from the other day.
That's
but I ain't gonna
exactly
say
what I'm
nothing.
talking about. Somebody's recording
like
me.
Yeah.
And then told me to fight back.
It does.
So I'm watching this, and I'm like, kind of almost in tears because Robin is sitting there with this smirk on her face, and I'm like, this bitch is evil.
But you know what? Really quickly, she honestly was the one that was baiting and antagonizing in that moment because she's basically
the whole thing.
telling her like you
smile on her face and that low raggedy ass ponytail, just raggedy ponytail.
She got on some motherfucking shit from Target, and you talking about a bitch that walk around in Miami with better. Oh, she had a
crash. She looked terrible. She was instigating, and I literally was like tearing up because she was smirking as this woman was being berated. Like I could not fucking believe it. Like I was low-key emotional, really emotional watching that shit. You holding the camera up, smirking while this woman is like has a drink thrown on her, trying to be composed. Like it was just fucking disgusting for me. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Wendy, but god damn, that is just so fucked up how Robin is being. Like it's one thing to be fucking shady or whatever, because there's so many ways and so many reasons to be shady with Wendy, and I'm here for all of it, but that was fucking disgusting. That was nasty, and it was as nasty as she is being naked in front of her son and beating her box on national television.
Bitch, how you gonna slide this?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I want to just say one thing. There's nothing wrong with Target, but what I am just saying is everybody's walking around with shit that ain't from Target, and she got on some shit that I would see at an Easter fucking field day. So don't start no shit now. Fuck Robin and her nasty ass, because that was triggering as fuck, because that is nasty. And you got that nasty ass grin looking with your fucking hair in that ponytail. And you're fucking.
Okay, Jess, let's let Danny go. We gotta go.
I'm sorry, Danny. Here's the cracker. I'm getting a cracker.
Hold on, she did look like she forgot to add the ponytail.
She forgot to add it.
It was
that motherfucker around there.
You know, when Mia came back out, I knew it wasn't going to go well, because it was cringy instant when she started trying to check her about her family, her brother Peter, the one who couldn't give them no VIP treatment while at this restaurant. I mean, they didn't even they got nothing, just thrown outside, and so that was already cringy. Like, why are you trying to check me about Peter?
Yeah,
that's number one. That made it was cringy as hell. And then Robin, I'm not gonna say nothing. They said it all.
I agree with everything everybody said. I do feel like I'm surprised that they aired that, showing that, and it's like it was like right on time. So if you know about what's her name that just happened Shanquella, like it's just it's very similar. It's the same damn thing, because at the end of the day, like we see this type of stuff all the time. I hate seeing fights on camera. I hate seeing it. I'm never like, ooh girl, like I hate it. But in this moment, like the fact that nobody really kind of had Wendy's back. I mean, Karen didn't say much. Not saying it's on her, but I mean, at the same time, they were just kind of allowing Mia to do whatever, So when we continue with this actual moment, after she has her phone out, Bravo thinks it's great to call it RNZ or what they call it, RMZ, whatever. I didn't find it to be cute. But Wendy, is going and going and going, and she calls her a credit face bitch. She says that she is fucking Peter. She said her and her husband fuck women and men. We don't do that. At this point, Wendy is not fighting back, but she's going back with her word. She is now, because earlier she did not talk about Mia's marriage. She never said anything about her marriage. She just said this is not what we do. Similar to just what Candace said last week with we live in the house of the Lord. She was saying like that's not what we do in our marriage. If you want to take it as an insult, then I'm sorry. There's some things going on that you don't want to talk about. But that wasn't, to me, it wasn't an insult to her marriage. And so Mia walks off and she becomes the Karen that she is. She starts to cry. And I'm like, why are you crying? I'm confused. You did all this. Like, at this point, you're drunk. She's talking to Jacqueline. And Ashley, surprisingly, sitting there and says, like, if a drink got thrown on me, all bets are off. And I'm like, okay, Ashley, like, I don't know what you're going to do. But, I mean, at least somebody at the table got some sense, Somebody got a little sense or whatever. And so Robin is at the table. She's constantly saying, she said several times that Wendy was baiting and that she was antagonizing. And, Mia is upset with Karen. Mia feels like Karen should have had her back. I don't feel like Karen didn't have her back. But this is when Mia comes back. And so when she comes back, she talks to Karen immediately. I'm like, Karen, how did she get in it? She says to Karen, you should have said something like, you don't have my back. And Karen was like, listen, I'm not doing this. Like, I don't take sides. We do know that she don't take sides. Let's go back to season 5. Karen, she tries not to, but she does in a sense. I'll say that.
But Mia reached in that moment too, because Wendy never said that her husband was fucking men. Wendy said they had threesomes with men, which could have just meant that Mia got a train ran on her. It had nothing to do. It didn't. Mia took it there like she got offended for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Wendy never
know why.
Well, it's not a reach. It wasn't a reach. It was a flat out lie. It was just a flat out lie. There wasn't nothing reaching about it.
It was in that moment she thought she looked stupid and she had to grasp at straws to try to find something else to turn it around on.
And what makes it worse is that Giselle gets involved and Giselle is like, Karen, say something, do something, be a friend to somebody. And Karen's like, like, girl, I am a friend. It's your raggedy ass. Like, shut up. Karen popping off.
She showed the fuck out.
She told her her birthday up.
Yeah.
And so, she gets back up. Wendy gets in her face and Wendy's like, you got one more time to put your hand in my face. At this moment, Wendy actually does try to get to Mia, but she's kind of restrained. So she can't really get to her. And so Mia is upset again. She, leaves out and she gets up and she ends up slinging and throwing her purse at Wendy. I think twice. Was it like 2 little attempts? I feel like. Did I miss the second one? I don't know if I did. But child, Wendy, I ain't gonna lie, I did cackle just because of how she is. Like, it's like she was doing this. Yeah. That did make me laugh because I was just like, not that it happened, but the reaction was like,
I did that. But I was like, damn.
But let's be clear, Mia really wanted to hit her first. Mia had every opportunity to bend knock Wendy down.
Oh, yes.
And vice versa. Neither one wanted to really hit first. They wanted to be hit first so they can carry on. But the Green Eyed Devils wanted Wendy to react first. So they could ice her out like me.
Well, I do not think that Wendy actually really wanted to fight her because honestly, it was just it was just one of those. I think she was surprised about the
Wendy
drink.
got up finally.
When she finally got up, it was more. It was like, let's go.
You know what? I ain't gonna. People say what they want to say. I don't think Wendy is no punk. To be honest,
I don't either.
I think she just really wanted to. I think she kind of has the syndrome that people feel like Garcelle has. Like she knows if she reacts, she is going to be deemed as this aggressive ass person, especially on this cast when Robin is sitting across the thing with a camera too. Like it's given like let's set her up to get her out of here. Because I guarantee you, if Wendy had fought back, they would have found a way to not feel safe suddenly.
I agree, and and
people they would have done that because that's what they do.
Okay, Mia had broken nails, blood, and it wasn't even no fight.
It was crying to Gordon about her nails being broken. And I'm like, girl, you broke your nails because you can't aim your drink, you can't aim your purse, you can't even fight. Like, stop it.
Because she tried to do shit and walk off, try to do, well, here you go, and get up, bitch. It's like, you big for you too big to be doing all that. What Ashley say? What Ashley say? You too big to be doing all of that. You fucking monster.
You too big to be doing that.
You too big for that.
I think
after the
Mia throws shit because she did the shit with the salad.
Yeah.
She did
She's
the
not
thing with
like-
her finger with
Wendy.
what's her name? With Wendy before.
Yeah.
So she knows what she's doing when she throws something.
The
Yeah.
long ass
Because
hands.
she knows she's long and
She
you
talking about
know,
some her
ogreish.
fucking she got an extendo
Yeah,
finger,
no.
bitch.
Wendy, I'm sorry. After the drink, sure. But after the constant swings, she should have laid into her ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That I don't care about at this point. Like she said last year, fuck these motherfucking cameras because it would have been on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mia was
It
no security guard.
It looked like that's what was gonna happen. And the security guard was like, "Baby girl, like this is not you. Like you know you better than this."
Right. And that should have been the focus point of it because he didn't say that to Mia because she's a gutter snipe. She's a gutter rat. But she said it to Wendy because they're used to her holding herself into a different type of composure.
And they
I
need her
get
to
that.
still stay in that for her to work on the show. If I'm
Right.
being honest.
Right.
They need
Mia
Wendy to stay
then
in that
then for
mode.
me
Wendy
then
was
for me
ready.
then for me to sit down and call her ghetto. What
Cortez, what do you think about that part?
Which part?
It's
The
right.
ghetto comment.
Ghetto ass with a fucking heavy tongue. You talk about Merlin. Please. Sorry.
Listen, I mean, people use those words when they feel like you, because she said this is some ratchet shit, and I'm like, girl, you're the one that's doing all of this stuff. So realistically, like ghetto, ratchet, depending on how they're used, mostly in a derogatory way, I don't really agree with it. But I mean, hey, in this moment, she made herself look a fool. I'm just gonna say that. And what the best part to me is when they went and talked to her and they was just saying like, you know, if she thinks she won, and then she was like, well, she did. I'm like, I'm glad she knows that Wendy actually won this whole moment. You made yourself look ridiculous, look stupid. Now you ain't on Twitter at this moment. Like she may have fans, people may still want to be whatever, but Mia is ghetto. She is ghetto, actually.
When Robin stood up and she yelled out to the bar that Wendy won, that was so cringy. She looked so fucking stupid.
Yeah. She looked
Wait,
musty.
say it again.
When Robin stood up, hold up, everybody, Wendy won. That was
No,
so
I don't understand why. I mean, I guess I understand why because Robin's pressed. But if you don't like somebody, I'm not gonna really say much to you. Like I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I would have rather been like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and leave.
like
But to get up and say something like you are baiting, you're the one that's antagonized, to be honest. Because now you want Wendy to come at you, and Wendy's not. She's not really focused on you or really even Mia. She made Mia look stupid, and here you are standing up loud again. She's always right. She's always right.
And Giselle clapping.
Yeah, trash. Trash.
That whole side of the table looks terrible. Like as a unit.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the biggest moment, and before we get into the last part, I guess, of this whole thing was when they were at the table, and you know, Ashley and Karen was just talking. They was just like, "Listen, what Ashley said, I like Mia, but I can't do that." She was like, "Maybe the drink was okay, but the physical part, the purse, like she felt like it was, you know." And so, like somebody said in the comment, I think Taylor said it. If Ashley got a problem with a child, you know, although she did have a knife in her face one time, she didn't do much either, but just right, but a knife phone. Just saying. And so they asked, instead of asking, nobody asked Wendy, are you okay? Are you feeling like, how you feel? They asked, how is Mia, the person that was the aggressor in the situation? And Giselle says, well, she's not doing well at all, rightfully so. And she's going to consider leaving. So Wendy gets up. Wendy's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to sit here and be sitting here, have these two people that said that they were scared when Monique and Candace got to fighting, but now they're not scared in the situation. So she storms out and leaves, and that ends the episode. And so I asked y'all about this topic. You know, we talk about colorism. They talk about it all through whatever. Do you feel like, in your own honest opinion, do you feel like colorism exists on this show in this cast?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Jazz.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah.
That's why I asked you first.
I do not want to keep going on and on about it because I'm about to start ripping people up because at the end I just feel like I feel like y'all playing in our face. I don't feel like every single action and reaction is the cause of colorism. No, Jasmine does not. But to sit there and act like it is something that is to be oblivious about it, that's what cuts me off. Yes, there are double standards that you that have, not even just the cast, but the fans as well. The people that watch the show, they also have a level of colorism. That's why they have been so hard on Candace for so long. That's why Wendy is unlikable, and that's why people think it's funny to go back and forth with it right now in the comments about, oh, it's not colorism. Got it? Like, no, fuck you, fuck all that. And I'm tired of y'all playing in my face about that shit. I'm gonna eat my cracker. Yes, Cortez, brother Kirkwood. Yes, there is colorism on this show. There has been colorism on this show. There is colorism in Potomac. It is very high. It's very heavy, and y'all know that. So please, I'm not gonna answer the shit no more unless you ask me. I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you out. But if I'm not gonna answer this shit no motherfucking more because it's very evident that everybody sitting on that side of the table did not give a fuck about that woman being filmed, the humiliated, embarrassed, had a drink thrown on her, and disrespected multiple times by this same Bigfoot, big fish lip bitch. I'm sick of it. Stop it. Cut it out.
The last part again, Jasmine. She's a Bigfoot what?
Fish looking bitch, guppy. I'm sitting down playing in my face about that. And I'm not even trying to be mean or try to be oh so heavy. I don't need a cracker, baby. I have 2 degrees. I am very smart and intelligent, and I have been a bitch that has experienced a lot of colorism in my lifetime. But I also know how it feels to be Wendy and feel to be the only bitch standing there in the middle of a motherfucking sea of motherfucking people that think that you don't belong somewhere, and you got to defend yourself, and you can't act like a motherfucking rat. You can't fight back. You can't defend yourself. So bye.
Yeah. So
really quickly, TKC this coming. Y'all expect Giselle to check on Wendy? No. But my thing is, listen, having a moral compass is able to call out something whether you like him or not, when it's right or wrong. And so in this moment, the fact that they're checking on Mia and not even asking Wendy anything about anything when she was the one that got all of what happened. No, I'm sorry.
You know, Cortez, and it's crazy because
gotta remove our bias sometimes and be like, that's just not right.
Because can Wendy genuinely just not be liked by people because of who she is? Absolutely. But she has 100% been the victim of colorism by Giselle and Robin at various times in the show. I mean, just without a doubt. It's no question. And people will want to say there is no colorism just because they're fans of Robin and Giselle and don't want to admit that their faves would do something like that.
I've seen justification of somebody say that they feel like it's not because, well, they feel like Giselle and Robin are nice to Charisse and she's, of a darker hue, but that doesn't mean anything. That's the same thing as saying, well, my best friend, my friend gay, or I got black cousins. No, that don't work that way. It still exists, baby. So just because they friends with Charisse and whatever, honestly, I think it's that, and I also think it has to do with Wendy. I do feel like not that they're jealous of her. Like, I think that they fear like her success in education. People realistically do. When people don't have certain things, that's how they look at it. Just like how Monique came in season 2. She had 4 homes. They were very much so bothered by it. It bothered them that she had all this success, regardless of how she got it. And so let's just be clear. Like, let's remove bias sometimes.
And let's be clear that they laugh at Charisse. They laugh at Charisse. They don't think of her as a threat. They think she's a chubby, dark. They think of her as a chubby chocolate friend. And let's just be clear about it. She looks like a walrus to some. Now I like Charisse. I don't mind her. But let's just be clear that if a scholar, if they was real pretty and they really had their confidence up, just like these people, then I don't feel as though that they would be sitting there. They'd be acting like how they acted to all of them. So that's why they didn't like Monique. I don't like Monique like that. But I do agree that they had an issue with Monique from the jump because they was intimidated by her and her confidence.
Yeah. Wendy, let me say this. Wendy definitely has some, condescending ways, but they all do. Let's just not, just because she has a degree, they all look at other people. Even Giselle, with her tacky ass, looks down on certain people. Like, and we know how she lives. We know what she wear. We know she has no style. We know she drives a little, is it a Coach PT?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was. So what I'm saying is, like, they all have that. Like, I just feel like because she has mentioned that, I guess Wendy wears her success on her sleeves. She lets you know what she has. how she got it, and that's just it is what it is. But I mean, housewives, they all do that. She just does it with her degrees, which I feel like it's a little bit more valuable. But I don't know. And so, did you have any comment, Asia, on the whole colorism thing? I know.
Yeah, it's colorism, and I colorism, and it's apparent because, like I said, you could be Wendy's fake as hell. Like, there's so many different things you could do to Wendy, say about Wendy, talk about Wendy, but that was violent. That was abusive.
Yeah.
Like, that was some slave shit. That was terrible. That was terrible. And that's why it's colorism, because they wouldn't have done Ashley like that. They wouldn't have done Karen like that. They wouldn't have did Mia like that. Mia looked the worst out of everybody last night. And I'm not talking about how she was acting. I'm talking about how she looked. She had that big, all that red shit all over her. Terrible. And they let her live. But Wendy's sitting there looking pretty, minding her business, eating her food. Did you see how many chews Wendy made? Like, Robin could take note. Wendy was eating her food and minding her business, literally the whole time.
Robin played in 2 bites.
Like,
He ate the whole thing.
Robin didn't drink her food. And I think overall it's colorism, because you see when they pipe up, and the fact that Ashley even took a step back and was like, yo, this is wrong, because Ashley was about to play in it too, until she saw how Mia was really acting. But yeah, it's colorism. It's bad. It's been there. I think the show started off on some colorist shit, if we being honest. So whatever. And they just so happen to change the name and add a couple dark skinned girls, but it's still bad.
There's been problems ever since. I see a comment from Cassie said it's hilarious. People get so mad when she is happy and talks about her degrees, yet praises those who come in talking about how rich and how rich they are and others are broke. What people value speaks. I mean, what people value speaks value. Was that right? What people? Yeah, that's right. So I agree with that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never saw an issue where I talk about 4 degrees, because people come in talking about and she got all this money, and and I was in this fashion show. So it's like, listen, you may not value degrees. You're actually this person in this square actually has a doctorate degree as well. So when Wendy came in 2 seasons ago, I was already here for it. Now, I will say over the last 2 years, like, I still like Wendy, but she's not as likable to me just because some of the things she's done, but I don't think she's a horrible person. I always will respect her for her degrees, because we have the same.
Get into it, Cortez, honey.
Dr. Kirkwood to you.
Dr. Kirkwood to you.
Yes.
But no, I think it's really classic that the things that I'm assuming that Robin is still mad at, all of everyone has done to her, including Ashley, talking about her relationship. Karen is speaking on the relationship later on, I'm supposing, and she has spoke on their relationship being fake since the beginning. She hasn't had that much energy for him. Now, she did roll up on Ashley in that restaurant that day. Now, we'll say that, but it goes towards her being aggressive and stuff like that. So I just
antagonizing.
She must have just learned the word. I mean, she had,
somebody just got their degree to go, because
that was her word of the day.
Yeah,
antagonizing. She's trying to replace that instead of saying aggressive. Now, to me, from what I feel
you're
about
being antagonizing.
It was too much. It was like, now, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so, what do you think will happen when I guess next week, now that Wendy has brought out the whole Monique thing? Candace comes next week. We saw there's this whole 7-minute clip out actually that shows like the first 7 minutes of the episode. And Candace is like, I guess, so Wendy decides to leave on her own. When the story broke, it came off as they had her leave and nobody would film with her. But seeing the episode now, she actually decides to leave on her own, because she said that she got to leave. She'll fuck that bitch up. This is what she said. I do believe that probably would have happened. And so she leaves, and Candace gets there. She wants her to come back. Karen is supposed, I guess it's still Karen's birthday. Karen's happy birthday to me. But she wants Wendy there. And I guess that issue is going to come because, this is Mia's trip. Mia probably would love, and it looks like all of them. I think they even made a comment, Giselle and Robin, like, they're going to have so much fun tomorrow, basically knowing that that Wendy's not going to be there, neither here or there. But it looks like they're going to have an issue with that. So, are there any final thoughts on this episode before we let our callers get on? Because we have a few.
Did you cover the comment about Wendy getting up and saying about calling, Giselle a hypocrite at the table, saying she's not? Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, about the whole Monique thing.
Oh yeah, I probably went. Amazon came to my door and I didn't know who it was.
That's why I asked about the whole colorism thing, because I mean, hypocritical. It's just crazy seeing that, and I don't blame Wendy for getting up and leaving. I feel like she should have got up and left a lot sooner, but I think she was standing her ground well. But I think that probably was the turning point to be like, you know what, let me get the fuck out of here, because at this point, I'm not going to sit here around these fake ass bitches.
And how they were blaming it on Karen when they went and checked her in the van for not diffusing it. When Robin was saying Karen wasn't diffusing it, but she's sitting there with the camera. That was disgusting.
I want to say one thing. I feel like Mia and Wendy have both suppressed whatever rah-rah shit they got, that rah-ta-ta-ta shit. I feel like they both have been that person at some point. And Mia laid on her back and has got a better life. And Robin has worked, not Robin, what's her name? Wendy has worked hard and got her 4 degrees, and she is now a better person. But both of them motherfuckers will throw hands. Like, both of them. I did not think up until that point that Wendy was going rah-rah. And so I think that when you are a person who has suppressed that and works hard not to be that person no more, you got to tread really lightly on the shit you start. Yeah. Because you don't know how the other person is too.
Right.
And I really think that's what happened. And it's like I think Mia was shocked that Wendy was like, she got up and was like, bitch, you got one more motherfucking time. And that's not
okay. That was I felt like I was in the back of the strip club. I said, oh,
Jocelyn Hernandez. For sure.
All right, we got callers. I gotta get them on. It's gonna be here all night if I don't. Okay. So,
all right, come on.
Thank y'all for watching. This is the point where we let our callers on to get their opinions and thoughts. Callers, please.
I hope TKC is in this motherfucking line, though.
Okay, callers, please be cautious of time. Because we are at the end of the show and there's a lot of y'all trying to get on. I know it's a great topic, so we'll let you guys on. And obviously, calls, if you need to leave, that's fine. I know we going over on time because of that, but I want to make sure we get everybody in. All right, and shout out to, I think it's Sean. Sean said it was his first time seeing the show and he subscribed. Welcome to the family, Sean. And on that note, our first caller is going to be a new caller, actually. Hey, Love Jones, how you doing?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing so good. I've been waiting to call in. Finally. I love you guys so much. Literally. I will not watch something and come straight to the reviews because that's all that matters. So keep shining, you guys. I really want everybody to succeed always. You guys make me so happy.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you actually were able to call in for once. So I'm like, oh my God. But no.
We love seeing new people call.
I know. We love all of our returning faces, but new faces, they make me smile a little more like real smile.
Yes. The ones that are brave enough to do so. Come on, Love Jones.
What you got for us on the episode?
Okay, my first question to you guys automatically is, who do you think gaslights more, Potomac or Beverly Hills?
Ooh.
Let it sink in. Let it marinate. It's a hard one.
I feel like Potomac is more obvious with their gaslighting. Beverly Hills is more, you kind of got to pay attention to it.
Yeah. I agree.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
And leading into that, I feel as though Potomac is probably more triggering for the Black audience because I feel as though Black people in general, we're just more direct. We don't, gaslighting is so foreign to us. It's like, it's weird. I feel like it's something we kind of have to do. Like, it's not second nature. So I think Potomac is so triggering because it's like, you wonder why. Like, where is this coming from?
You playing in my face.
Right. You know I hate that, Love Jones. You know I hate that now.
I know you hate that. I know you do, girl. So I think that's really what it is. At this point, it's just way too obvious. I want to just jump straight into Robin because she's trash. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
It's your square.
Robin's dress at Bar 1. Didn't they have a segment where they went shopping?
They did.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you know what? They went shopping, but somebody pointed out they didn't buy anything. So That came straight from her closet.
Good catch. You're right. Not a purchase. Not a receipt tag. Nothing. Good point.
Exactly.
Very good.
Damn.
Okay. The last thing I really want to bring up. I feel like Wendy should have made Housewives history by being the first wife to throw drinks in multiple faces, because the moment Robin and Giselle made it seem like it was okay, after Wendy went straight up to Robin while she was recording. If you caught it, she put her hand on her chest and she said, Robin, no, honestly, you think that that's fair? I don't know if did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
And Robin's little TMZ bullshit.
And Robin said, "You're not gonna do that to me."
She had a sincere moment and she was like, Robin, you really think that's fair? And the moment Robin sat there and said nothing, 2 drinks would have been thrown. Like, okay, well, it's fair. Drink for you, drinks everywhere.
Yeah. That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't have minded, actually.
Still drink for you. Everybody gets a drink. I mean, it's all fair, right? Why not?
Yeah.
It's all fun and games. Well, anyway, okay. I think that was my last thing. Oh, actually, my last, very, 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 very last one.
Okay.
This is trash Robin segment, and I promise I'm gonna. Okay. Did you guys hear Robin say when she pulled up her phone to record? No, I want to record this because I don't want no he say, she say.
Yep.
Yeah,
What are you talking about, Robin? You're on a show. There's cameras everywhere. We don't need you to do anything.
I'm surprised they let her do that. I'm really surprised. That's really weird to me.
Have we ever seen that before in Housewives?
No.
She
only kept the camera on. She only kept the camera on Wendy, showing Wendy being.
Yeah, it was only on Wendy. This was very clear what she was trying to do. Wendy, let me show Wendy in this bad light. Let me show Wendy at ghetto plum food mess with her chocolate ass. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
Let's record in the middle, because we know we never record at the beginning of anything. Let me record in the middle.
Correct.
That's it. That's all. Like, okay, I love you guys so much.
Thank you, Love John.
Come back.
All right, that was Love Jones. First time calling in. Thank you for calling in for the first time. All right, so from this point on, I'm putting the time on. No shade to you, Love Jones, but we got to keep these calls to a minute because I want to make sure it's a line. It is a line out the building.
We the club.
All right, it's 3-4-11. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and let on Delon. What's going on, Delon?
Hey, Delon.
Hey, what's going on? First of all, it is the audacity for me. I'm really trying to figure out why we are 7 seasons in and She-Hulk and Giselle's ass are untouched.
Oh, you saying like they should be top? Okay, I got you.
Why? If anybody should have been drowned last night, it should have been them. Because if I was Wendy, every last one of them would have been doused and in that damn ocean.
Doused in mouse, baby.
And it's crazy to me because it's like they're literally trying to rewrite history. Back season 5, y'all literally we went through this before, and y'all sat there and act like, oh, this was Monique was so aggressive, and this is not, we don't condone this, and we're so scared. And now like it's just deleted. Like you remember when Drea said your wholeness could be deleted? Like these whole things, like this shit got deleted somehow. Not at all. And then wasn't it No Neck Sharice, the same one that was season 5 when that happened, when she sat up there and made that video talking about, oh, this is not how we act in Potomac. We don't do this. Where was that energy last night?
Well, that's changed since Monique was on the show. In Potomac, they do that.
Clearly. And Monique and Mia, I think Mia's a punk. I think she was showing out for her friend, and that's all that was. She wasn't gonna touch nobody. She wasn't. Her friend Jack Daniels, they both of them, they need to sit their asses down. And she was just doing too much for me. Like I want to like her, but she just kissing me ass too much. And it's just it's giving like you should have been like, girl, sit your strong shoulder ass down, because Mia's handsome Squidward ass was doing a whole lot last the fuck night.
Did you say she was?
Tell us how you really feel.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And that's all I got.
Thank you so long. Thank you so much, Delon.
Message me on Instagram like right now. Okay. Just do that.
Okay.
Message me. All right. Thank you, Delon. Okay.
All right.
The time was just going out to. All right. So, next caller for today is going to be Derek. What's going on, Derek?
Hey, Sunflower.
Turn it off. Hey y'all.
What you got for us today?
First of all, Jasmine, you are so funny. 1, 2. This was a difficult episode to watch. The way they treated Wendy, when Wendy got up from that table, my heart broke. It was very obvious that they had something set up to come against Wendy to either get her off the show or just attack her this season. It was so uncomfortable to watch. Also, I wish Candace was there because Wendy needed a support. Because I don't know what Ashley was doing at the end of that table. It looks like Ashley just gave up. Like, I can't go along with this anymore. So that was so hard to watch. I felt so bad. I wanted to cry. But that's all I had.
I agree. You know, it's interesting. I guess talking to it with y'all, it does make it a little bit more emotional. I ain't from the crown this camp because, you know, I'm better than that. But, but I do like talking about it with you guys tonight. And then it's kind of like, it was like when you put it in the sense of that video itself, because that video, is that for me? Okay, follow one chat. I'll talk about it later. Thank you. Okay, dear.
As you put the next color on, what was you gonna say though?
Well, I would just say, like, you know, watching that video, that made me emotional, and so putting it in the same context, it really does. It really is very triggering. No shade. The next person is going to be Kyra. What's going on, Kyra?
Ooh. Hi everyone. Anyone else feel like this episode was a setup for this fight though?
Definitely.
I feel like Mia was really I feel like I was seeing her fight for like her opportunity to do this. So I can't rock with that. And I do find it strange that people are like, oh, this is supposed to be a show, don't take it too seriously. I'm like, well, a lot of people take it real seriously when Candace opened up her mouth and y'all are demanding her to be fired. But when we want to talk about colorism and stuff, and I feel like I watched a humiliation ceremony of them picking at Wendy and Robin pulling out her phone, talking about I'm TMZ, and if you want to fight, fight. Like, and the thing about it is, it's a reality show that is about women's lives. And this, like, for me, it was a little bit triggering because I'm 25. Like, that young lady is my age. I travel with friends. And to watch, like, literally that being reflected on TV and to know that people do those kind of things in real life. And then you watch people go on internet and saying it's not that big of a deal is crazy to me. Especially when we have it where, like, I can get you don't like people, whatever, but don't like them and have principles.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when somebody asks, like, do you really expect, you know, Giselle to check on Wendy? Yeah, I mean, you may not like her, but damn, like, okay, look at what has happened. What situation they had, like, you're checking on the person that was the aggressor, and because you don't like this person, like, nobody at that table asked her, like, was she okay in any kind of way? Like, nobody.
So I just think it's very wild. And yes, it's a TV show. I like to laugh, but I laugh all the time at Yo Mama, and that was a whole big issue. But now when we want to talk about something serious, we've taken it too far.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Kyra. Kyra. That was the shortest. You never gave us Kyra. Now we like this.
Well, I'm trying to respect everyone's time.
Well, thank you for the respect. All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
Our next caller is going to be. What's going on, TKC?
His time is up.
Okay, not too much.
It's Robin's number one and only fan. Come on.
Well, let me just say this. You know, I like Jasmine. I don't want to like come off like I'm like evil or anything. You know, I don't want to see Jasmine upset like about the whole color situation. So I'm not like about to like go into that. You know,
it sounds like you scared.
Baby, say what's on your mind. That's your square. You can say it in the chat.
Don't say that. Don't say that in your square because Jasmine's the only person that got to be worked out.
We can't even hear Jasmine barely. She can't do nothing to you.
Oh, you can hear me now. Don't be scared. You can talk in the chat. This is your square.
Anyway,
I'm gonna jump you, baby.
Oh, they was jumping me in the chat. Like, I'm so like traumatized from the chat. But anyway,
log off.
Okay, so Robin in the whole camera situation, it was trash. I have to admit, it was trash. I think that if the whole Chanelica, what's the girl name? Shanika. Okay, so I think if the whole Shaquilla thing didn't happen, before the episode aired, I think it would have been like, well, y'all would have hated her anyway. But I think that's what's triggering about it. So that it was trash. I can't admit that it was trash. But my thing is like, I really don't know. Like, I don't feel like Wendy's getting singled out. I don't feel like, they hate Wendy because of her skin color. Wendy is annoying.
But TKC, it's not that they hate Wendy because of her skin color. It's they treat her differently with their hate towards her. So that's the colorism part. So you have to understand the hate is terrible. That's the colorism.
But the thing is,
not the hate, it's how they treat her.
But the thing is,
Robin and Giselle did not want to film with Monique at all in season 5. One got a security, and one did not. Robin did not want to film with. He made it very clear on the camera. So it's interesting to see how this person that they're actually kind of defending, who was the aggressor, who was trying to get physical, who was throwing drinks, doing all this stuff, and they just like holding up cameras. They support. They checking on her. That's what we mean by like treating her differently, treating her the same. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had the same moral compass as they had in season 5, they'll be fine. But they don't. They don't.
Cortez. Okay, Monique. I don't even like Monique. I can't stand her. Monique literally beat the crap out of Candace for no reason. Like literally grab her for no reason and beat her up for no reason.
She just had her hair and she pulled the child.
She didn't be. Yeah, it
wasn't. She physically touched her. She physically touched her. Mia threw a drink. That's
you saying that if the
purse, a drink and hit her with a purse for no reason.
Hold on. So you saying that if the purse had connected, then they would have more rights to be like, okay, this girl physical.
Yes, I mean that is two different things.
I mean, she broke her own nails. That's on her.
But you know what though? But TKC, if you say that Monique had no reason because of Candace's words, then Mia had no reason because of Wendy's words.
What's the reason?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I think the fight. I think on both sides it was just stupid on both sides. But I just feel like it's not. I don't understand why y'all coddle Wendy so much. Like Wendy got mouth. Like
no, it's why y'all coddle Robin and Giselle.
Who's coddling? I'm not coddling Robin. I don't coddle Giselle. I don't give a fuck about Giselle. Excuse my language. But I'm saying.
Okay, we gotta let you go. We got another call anyway.
No. I gotta clear my name because.
Before you let him go,
your name is not gonna be clear.
Your name is gonna always have a cloud over because we know.
Before you let TKC go, I would like to say this, and I'm
lean in.
Lean in.
Just respectful, TKC. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to say this. The way that you present yourself in the comments and the way that you present yourself here, I want it to match. I feel like if that's how you want it, if that's how you feel in these comments, then you should have came on here.
You got to sit still, Dad.
Well, I'm not. I said it. I'm not going to talk about it because I know that I have two different opinions about such situation.
Yeah, and that's okay, but you stand on it because I've been seeing you in the comments, and I'm just like, okay, that's how you feel. If you gonna ride for Robin, then ride for Robin all the way, and that's how I feel about it because. There was nothing you can say, okay, that was wrong. You can pick and pull and pick what you feel like is wrong, but the whole thing is just nasty. Now, people don't have to be liked for you to understand what's right and wrong. Like Tyra just got on here and said some shit ain't funny. That shit ain't been funny for the last couple weeks. But we love the opinions.
But y'all,
I'm just giving you mine because I know that we go back and forth. You can have yours, but I'm just gonna let you know.
But it's a TV show though. I'm not. I just don't. I'm different because I'm not taking this TV show serious. Like everybody's so angry and upset. Like it's just a TV show.
Baby,
it's giving me season 5.
We gotta move to the next call for it though. TKC, I think we heard you. It's totally fine. Okay, but we got three more calls to get on. Okay, so let's go.
Bye, TKC. Good night.
Night.
Kimberly, not see now they're rushing you off the phone because they don't agree with you. Okay, that's not Kimberly. No, he actually was on probably the longest of anybody tonight.
Yeah,
just saying. Okay, next person is gonna be Megan. What's going on, Megan?
Hi, Megan. Hey guys. I made a list, so I'll try to be quick. Okay. So the best thing that Nene gave to this franchise was calling Peter Patricia. Okay. Giselle making fun of Wendy for reaching out to Peter for wanting to connect on a business venture and saying like that was weird. Like that's literally networking. Like I don't know why for some reason that annoyed me so bad when she was just like, "Oh, Wendy apparently looked up one thing for them to have in common for her to talk to Peter." That's called networking. Like if you had a viable business, you would know that, but you don't. That's why you live in a lighthouse. Anyways, Wendy has to stay calm, right? Wendy has to stay calm. Wendy has to stay, like the most infuriating thing is watching somebody literally have something thrown at them and have to stay calm and then proceed to be villainized for defending herself. Why is Mia showing us her broken fingernail? Why was Wendy the one who had to leave? Question mark. One of my biggest things that I always stand on is one of the reasons why, and this goes for Monique too, one of the reasons why Monique, Candace, and I will say Wendy as well, why they all, maybe minus Karen, have had a beef with them is because they refused to be hazed. They refused to be hazed. I'll stand on that. They refused to be hazed. They refused to come in and like, you're not going to haze me. Monique was not going to be hazed. Candace was not going to be hazed by Charisse. Wendy was not going to be hazed. And that was the foundation of why they had a beef. Sprinkle in some colorism, and this is where we are. And the last thing I'll say is I really thought it was lame of production to do the whole KMZ and then the Matrix thing. It was a little bit funny with Karen. It was a little funny, but I kind of hated it because I feel like they were trying to dumb down the moment. They were trying to make light of it and try to make the moment like lighter than what it was. And it's like, this moment right here is not light. It's not funny. It's not, we're at a fair, we're at a carnival. No one's laughing. It's not that funny. So I didn't like the whole KMZ plus, not KMZ, the RDZ.
Yeah.
The reason why I said KMZ is because Atlanta did that like 2 seasons ago. So that's why it's doubly lame, because they did that with Candy and they did KMZ. So I feel like that was like double whammy of lame. It was weird. Yes, there is colorism on this show. And yes. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Megan. Very valid points, though. Very valid points. Okay. That was Megan. Our next caller. Now we this, you said what?
You got 2 more?
Yeah, we got 2 more. But if you need to drop, I need to drop. I just want to make sure we get everybody in because this is a topic everybody want to talk about. So, but if you need to drop, I understand.
No,
I know Shantae's got a man at home.
And
husband at home, rather.
I was last week.
How you doing, Tawana? Welcome to the link. Welcome back to the link, rather.
Hey, Tawana.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'll be really quick. Okay. So this episode was really upsetting. Robin and Giselle are 100% colorist. They have the things that they said about James Harden on their podcast, and he looks like he smelled like fried chicken because he got a beard. They called Monique's husband Big Boy. They called Karen's husband Uncle Ben. Like, they're 100% colorist. And I think that they were trying to set Wendy up to fight on camera to get her stripped from her AKA letters, because if she's caught fighting on camera, she will get stripped from that, and they want her to lose her job because they're just that hateful. Robin is 100% the most aggressive person on this show. She was gassing Mia up. She is a thug in a ruffled dress. It was like, I was so mind blown watching this. Like, you really hate this woman that much that you will excuse anything that happens to her.
Yes.
Like, that is crazy. And Mia, she's so dumb that she doesn't even realize that they're using her as a tool to get rid of, like, Candace and Wendy, and she is their next target. And how can you be mad at what Wendy said about you and your husband having threesomes when you and your husband talk about having threesomes on the show? Oh my God, the bell got me.
No, you can keep going. That's just the notification to let you know that it's getting closer. Keep going. You got it. Keep going.
Okay, but it was just really upsetting, and I don't like the way that they try to rally up Karen to be on their side and Ashley to be on side. Like, come on, y'all, we got to stick together against Wendy. And that was just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't wish violence on anybody, but Giselle and Robin, I don't understand how they haven't caught any hands yet.
Yeah, can I tell you what it is? Them hands that Monique had was supposed to be for them. That's the only reason man caught them.
Yet I agree.
It was supposed to be for Giselle. That's who was supposed to get it.
I agree. That's another thing. I do not understand why Monique's fans hate Candace so much, but they don't hate Giselle. Giselle literally hired a bodyguard, told production she didn't want to work with her, iced her out, telling them don't invite her to anything that she's going to be at. All Candace did was cry, and she didn't even file charges until her mother got involved. Like, the real people y'all should be mad at is Giselle and Robin.
They hate Giselle too. They hate Giselle too.
Yes, but they don't get as much as hate as Candace does.
Well, I think all three of Giselle's next get as much hate as Candace does.
Yeah.
All right, Samana, we got one more caller to get us.
Okay, bye guys.
We love the line plugging a rougher dress. That was actually.
We might have to use that again.
Okay, I'm about to be every Halloween. I'll be a thug in a rougher dress. All right, thank you, Tawana. Okay.
Bye. Good night.
All right, good night. Come on, man. Y'all coming these calls. That's why I'm gonna let y'all know, because y'all are coming through with the shade. Somebody said they live in a lighthouse. All right, our last caller for tonight. This is it. We wrap this show. Is actually one of the league's very own at one point. Demisio. What's going on, Demisio? And welcome back to the league. What you got?
Hey guys.
Out the show.
I just want to say, like, Robin is like so pathetic. Like, she is trash, honey, tacky and obvious, and it's just really, really, really sad that she sat there and displayed that type of behavior in such a serious situation, since they want to be so serious all the goddamn time. And for her to try to make it seem like Wendy, and I hosted a show earlier today about this and got into a huge argument with them folks about this topic, because they tried to say that Wendy was the aggressor. And I'm just like, how? Like, if Mia wouldn't have gotten her damn business in the first place, none of this would have even happened to begin with. Not only did you throw a drink on her, then you tried to hit the woman with your damn purse. Like, what the fuck? Like, it just twice, three times, hell, one time was enough for me. For real. It just all absolutely makes no sense at all. And then the fact that they tried to pull Karen into the situation, like, what the hell was Karen supposed to do? Diffuse the situation as if it ain't four other grown motherfuckers sitting at the table? Why y'all didn't try to diffuse the situation? Because y'all wanted this to happen. Y'all wanted Wendy to look bad. Y'all wanted that woman to fight Mia, and really she should have fought Mia. And to be quite frank with you, she should have bust Robin in her goddamn face too. Soon she pulled that phone out.
Did you see that she said, Robin, how would you feel if I threw this in your face? And Robin said, don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when Robin said that it was basically okay, I would have told her, okay, the next time you decide to raise your voice and yell at me, I'm gonna throw a drink in your bitch ass face. Now, how about that? Since it's okay to be violent, it's okay to do all of these things. It's just all of that shit is a bunch of bullshit if you really ask me, and they need to get rid of them. I'm still trying to figure out how Robin Dusty Raggedy Mouth ass even still on here 7 seasons later. Hell, she ain't had a storyline since season 1. Besides eating Giselle cat every goddamn season, I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Get here, okay, the BCO.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because I don't want no lawsuits now. I ain't
Not you cut it.
I didn't do that. My bad. I hit the wrong button. I said I don't want no lawsuits on the thing. We gonna really
bye, y'all.
Bye.
Sorry about that, child. We usually are not on this long. I know Sass K is probably like what the hell? But no. With that being said, it's been a really good show. I knew it was gonna be a crazy episode in terms of our dialogue and seeing you guys call in. I didn't even keep track of all the people that called in today, but thank you all for calling in. I saw it coming from Love Jones saying that, sorry, she took up so much time. You did not take up that much time. I kind of gauge, how long y'all can be on this thing, but we want to make sure it makes sense too. So it was a lot of callers. So thank you all for calling. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Sarah, you asked how do you call in? There's a link posted when we like to that certain point of the video. And you just call in. You can do video, you can do audio only. It's up to you. But I'll try to make sure I post the link more often so you guys can call in. But we'll be here next Monday. We would not be here for Thursdays. Obviously Thanksgiving, so no Salt Lake City. Next week's episode continues in Miami, so I'm sure we'll have much more to talk about. Candace will be there, so it'll be even more interesting. That with Wendy, I think allegedly she's the only person that actually films with her. But we'll see. So like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys check out thelenofficial.com to get some of the official merch that's available. And thank you again, Asia, Jasmine. We heard you loud and clear. Look at us. Look at that.
You know, you look like Rolling Ray just then. I
was just going to say.
Just say purr.
There was definitely a Rolling Ray moment. Rolling Jazz. Y'all heard that? All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We'll see you guys next Monday. Like this video. Good night.
Good night.